All right, let's piss some people off today because the Cassie narrative is starting to look real suspicious. Y'all been treating Cassie like she's Saint Cassie of the Victim Olympics.
Are you stupid or something?
But explain to me why a federal judge just ruled she's been hiding from a lawsuit like she's on the run from the IRS. 9 failed attempts, multiple addresses, private investigators. And the court literally said, yeah, she's dodging. Serve her however you can. But here's the twist. The dude suing her ain't some random troll. He's one of the same people involved in the freakoff world she exposed. And his claim is simple. If she can sue Diddy for what he did to her, I can sue Cassie for what she did to me. Whew. You feel that? That's the internet getting uncomfortable already. Let's talk about it. All right, let's start right where everybody's scared to look. Because while the internet is over here treating Cassie like she's the patron saint of purity, the federal court basically said, yeah, she's hiding. Get her however you can. Bruh. 9 failed attempts, 3 addresses, private investigators knocking like repo men, DMV searches, skip tracing, and the judge still had to be like, all right, man, just email her lawyer. I'm tired. That is not normal victim behavior. That is tax evasion energy. That is collection agency energy. That is my baby daddy owes child support energy. And yet the internet is like, oh no, leave Cassie alone. She's healing.
Do you see me laughing, my nigga?
Healing? Healing? Sis, you dodging the courts like you in a Mission Impossible movie. And I'm not even saying she guilty. I'm saying this looks weird, bruh. Real weird. Because when the judge themselves is using the word evading, you not recharging your peace, you hiding from paperwork. But let's keep going. Because the reason she might be hiding, yeah, that part gets even messier. So now we get to the man of the hour, Clayton, Mr. Freakoff Escort, Mr. I was in the room too, Mr. I got receipts and trauma. The internet clowns him, calls him bitter, calls him irrelevant, but the dude's story is not nothing, bruh. He said Cassie used him, manipulated him, didn't tell him things she should have told him, burned him, and was part of the machine she claimed she was trapped in. And whether you believe him or not, the court clearly believes he has enough evidence to pursue her. That says a lot. Clayton basically pulled up like, yo, Cassie ain't just a victim. She played a role too. Y'all only loving her because she pretty. And you know what? Even if he messy, that statement low-key hits. Because if a dude came out saying the exact same allegations,
FBI, open up!
y'all would drag him for years. We protect pretty women and ignore ugly truths. I ain't picking sides. I'm just noticing the bias. And Clayton, he not backing down. He not going away. He is suing like he got nothing left to lose, which is the most dangerous type of man in the courtroom. Let's keep cooking. All right, now here's where the irony hits like a frying pan. Cassie, I was manipulated, harmed, exploited, traumatized. Sues Diddy, reportedly walks away with around $30 million. Internet gives her a halo and a TED Talk. Clayton, I was manipulated, harmed, exploited, traumatized by Cassie. Sues Cassie. She goes ghost like John Wick coming out of retirement.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Bruh, what? You can't be the face of accountability 1 year, then get mad when accountability circles back to your doorstep. This is literally the Spider-Man pointing meme. Everybody suing everybody. Everybody a victim until it's their turn to get served. And the judge basically said, yeah, she definitely avoiding this. Proceed with alternate service. Not maybe she moved. Not maybe she's on vacation. Not maybe she's overwhelmed. Evading. That word ruins PR teams. That word destroys narratives. That word flips public sympathy like a pancake. Because how you win millions for your pain, then duck the courts the second someone says you caused them pain.
How, Sway?
Look, Diddy is the villain. We all agree. But Cassie might not be the innocent people want her to be. And the more she avoids this case, the uglier the perception gets. All right, let's get into the part that makes everybody uncomfortable. Because the internet loves simple stories. Good versus evil, victim versus monster, angel versus demon. But reality is messy, bruh. You can be abused and abusive. You can be controlled and still hurt other people while you inside that system. You can be a victim and a participant at the same time. Humans ain't Disney characters. We got layers. Cassie definitely went through hell with Diddy. That's not up for debate. But Clayton ain't lying about everything either. He described freak-offs, manipulation, lies, STDs, emotional damage. And if one part of his story is true, even just one, then Cassie ain't no spotless angel. And that's what people can't handle. The idea that their favorite victim might have hurt people too. Internet logic. If she suffered, she must be pure.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Nah, trauma doesn't make you holy. Powerlessness doesn't erase the harm you passed on. Cassie could be 90% victim and still be 10% accountable. But that 10%, people refuse to talk about because it makes them feel wrong for supporting her. But I'ma say it. You don't get immunity from accountability just because somebody worse than you hurt you first. Let's talk about the hypocrisy, bruh. Because it's wild how people pick and choose who they're allowed to sympathize with. Pretty woman?
Oh my God! Wow!
Oh my God, protect her at all costs. Male escort? Ew, shut up, you just bitter.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. I'm saying.
Bruh, what? That's the bias talking. That's the clout talking. That's the narrative talking. Cassie fits the aesthetic of a good victim. Successful, beautiful, soft-spoken, public sympathy. Clayton, ex-male escort, involved in freak-offs, messy backstory, male victim. Society don't know how to process that. People don't want male victims in the story unless they can meme them. And on top of that, the moment a victim is inconvenient, the internet wants them silenced. People say they care about all victims, but what they really mean is only the victims who make me feel morally comfortable. Clayton is uncomfortable. He's messy. He's complicated. He's not a Disney princess. And that's why people ignore him. Not because he's lying, but because he doesn't fit the aesthetic they want. That's selective outrage. That's selective empathy. And it exposes how fake people's morals really are.
It's BS.
Clear, honest, and without kissing nobody's narrative. Diddy is the architect. Diddy is the monster. Diddy created the system, the power structure, the manipulation, the freak-off ecosystem. All roads lead back to him. That's not changing. That's not up for debate. But acting like Cassie floated through that world without hurting anybody on the way, that's unrealistic, bruh. That's fan fiction. You can be a survivor and still have wounds you caused in other people. You can escape hell and still owe somebody an apology for what you did in the dark. And Clayton, even if he messy, even if he chasing his own justice, even if you don't like him, his pain deserves a space too. People forget that. The truth is, everyone in that system got smoke to face. Everyone got shadows they don't want to unpack. Everyone wants accountability till the spotlight spins around and lands on them. This whole story ain't about good versus evil. It's about a toxic ecosystem where everybody was surviving, benefiting, or suffering in different ways. And the hardest truth of all, people only like simple victims. Cassie ain't simple. Clayton ain't simple. Nobody in Diddy's orbit is simple. You can be hurt and still have to face the hurt you caused. You can be a victim and still not be innocent. Both things can exist at the same time. And if we can't admit that, we ain't ready for real conversations. You know what's really bothering me in all this? It's how quick people are to build heroes and villains out of real humans, just so they don't have to think too hard. Cassie gets worshipped. Clayton gets laughed at. Diddy gets hated. Everybody else gets ignored. But none of these people are clean, bruh. None of them. This whole situation proves something folks hate hearing. Trauma doesn't erase your flaws. It doesn't make you honest. It doesn't make you pure. It doesn't make your hands clean. Some victims stay longer than they should. Some victims hurt people while they're hurt. Some victims lie sometimes. Some victims tell truths nobody wants to hear. And all of that can be true at the same time. But the internet wants angels in white dresses and demons in black suits. It wants all the answers simple. This one good, this one evil. Nah, real life ain't Disney. Real life ain't scripted. Real life got layers. And if we can't hold everybody accountable, not just the convenient villains, not just the ones we already dislike, not just the ones the internet tells us to hate, then what are we even doing? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. Sometimes the people who scream protect victims only protect the victims they like, the ones who fit the aesthetic, the ones who don't challenge their worldview. Clayton challenges it. Cassie challenges it. The whole Diddy world challenges it. This entire story is messy because the people inside it are messy. All of them. And maybe that's the real lesson. Stop looking for saints in a system built by a sinner. Everybody touched by that machine got shadows they gotta face one day, even the ones you rooting for. Alright, man. Y'all tell me what you think. Is Cassie running because she's scared, or because there's some truth she don't want to deal with? And should Clayton be heard or ignored? Drop it below. I want to see where y'all stand on this one. And listen, if you rocked with this breakdown, go watch the next video popping up on your screen right now, because that one goes even deeper into the mess behind this whole Diddy universe. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Panda out.